Welcome to the Muxall Open IoT channel. I am your host, Michael Crane.
Okay, so we're testing production unit number, I don't really remember what number controller we're on. Anyway, it's got the black faceplate on it. I've got a Traeger PT1000 meat probe plugged into it. And the test setup is pretty simple. There's my chamber probe. This is the meat probe. I just kind of throw it in that little can right there. Yeah, go ahead and close the lid. We don't need that open. Okay, so you have to pull the toggle switch to turn it on. You'll see it's been updated to version 0.444. All right. I had a question about this the other day on the group, and I know it's a little bit confusing, but so we've got profile number 0, right, and then time remaining 0 minutes, and those are both statuses. Profile 0 is actually the warm-up profile, and then 180 is just a target temperature, which is defaulted for profile number 1, and it's not profile number 0. And to turn this thing on, you just push and hold the stop-start button until you hear it beep, or about 4 seconds. Okay. I see the fan is running. The auger is running. I can hear the fan running. And I hope the igniter is running. I'm pretty sure it is. So, yeah, so as you can see, there's 3 minutes left. For profile 0, which is the warm-up profile, it defaults to 4 minutes. And so if you need to make it longer, you can extend that in the config tab in the web app. Right? So now it's in the warm-up state. You can kind of see the status right here, warm-up. And the reason why this is displaying profile number 1 is just for this scenario right here. So the barbecue is warming up, but I want, I don't want to sit here for 4 minutes while the thing's firing up to change the temperature. So you can actually just change it. We'll just change it to 225. All right, so you can just change profile 1 right there and then hit enter. So now profile 1 is set to 225 degrees. Okay, and that's it. You've started your grill. So if you're cooking hot dogs, you might, crank this thing up to, 400 degrees or whatever, so you can throw your dogs on there. But if you notice, I didn't hit enter, so that will not be changed. That change I made, right? So I didn't save it because I didn't hit enter save. And I did that on purpose, so in case someone walks by and accidentally bumps the knob, which is pretty easy to do, it doesn't change your cooking temperature, right? Okay, so to get to the to see what the IP address is, so you can get to the web app, you just push this knob, push it once, and it pulls up the menu. You can either use the knob to scroll down, you can kind of see the cursor moving, or you can use the arrow buttons on the. Sorry, I'm looking through my phone. It's hard to navigate. Anyway, you can use the cursor buttons or the knob to scroll through the menu. We're going to go to the config menu, hit enter, and as you can see, there's the my test network. And there's the IP address. So this is what you put in your web browser to get to the web app. All right. And to get back to the status screen. Oh, and yeah. So if we go to profile number 1 here, you can actually, if we hit enter. So I just cursored under profile 1, hit enter. You can see that profile 1's target temperature has been changed to 225. And it defaults to 180, so we actually were able to change it from the LCD. Okay? I'm sorry, from the status screen. Alright. So, okay. Oh, yeah. So now you can see. Oh, sorry. Now you can see we're in run mode. So it's ready to cook. It's on profile 1. There's 3 minutes left in profile 1, which doesn't sound like a lot. But profile 1 is being held. And I guess I should show you that. And what hold. Oh, sorry. I'm used to going to that screen a lot, as you can probably imagine. Yeah, so you can see hold yes, or y equal, or y hold. This means yes, it's being held. And what held means is it won't go to any of the other profiles, okay? And it'll just stay on that profile forever. All right. Okay, I can see the grill is warming up. Very good. So now I'm just going to move this probe from probe 1 to probe 2 here. And I'm just testing to make sure that all the probes work. Now when you move these probes, there's an algorithm in the background that runs like every 30 seconds. So it can take up to 30 seconds for it to detect the probe move. Now when the probe is active, it pulls it I think it's every second or every 2 seconds, I forget. It checks the temperature, and that's why, so it could be updating all the time. But all the zeroed out the meat probes right here just pulls every 30 seconds. Okay, so I can see probe 2 is working okay. I'll move it over here to probe 3. And if you're wondering why I keep twisting the probe connect jack when I plug it in, is these jacks are new and they're stiff, and so when you go to plug it in, you don't want to just cram it in there and damage it. So just give it a little bit of a twist, kind of breaks the friction. Once they get broke in, it'll be just as easy as anything. But you want them nice and tight. Okay, so I can see probe 3 is working, so excellent. Oh, we might as well just leave it in probe 3. Oh, I should probably mention, so the panel light, that's pretty self-explanatory. It just turns on the lights for the buttons and the LCD backlight. And this unlock right here basically just locks the button panel and the knob. That way, it's not any kind of password protection, but it's in case you walk by and someone hits the button. Other than the panel light, you can turn the panel light on and off with the buttons locked. But anything else, if you try to change it, it doesn't do anything. And that's just to keep you from accidentally bumping it and changing something, right? So we'll just go ahead and leave that locked. You can access the GUI when it's locked. The web app. So we're at the web app now. As you can see, I just plugged in the IP address, hit enter, and it pulled up a login screen. I couldn't type and hold my cell phone at the same time. Sorry, I'm using my cell phone. I didn't want to mess with trying to do a screen cap on this. I just wanted to make this a quick video and to check everything, right? So, okay, we can see profile 1, target temperature 225. You can see it's already timed out. Looks like it's bounced up to 257. That's because it just started up. And here's profile 1. You can see it's set for 225 in 3 minutes, but it is being held, so it's not going to go to any of these other profiles. And this pellet hopper defaults to half full, I believe, when you first fire it up. And here's our probe temps here. You can see it's in state run and a bunch of other stats. All this stuff's in the manual. And you can read through all this. That looks pretty good. To get to the graph, you just click on this add tab. There's the graph. And we'll let it start graphing stuff. We'll go look at another tab. So there's a config tab. And here's where you set the pellet level tracking. There's instructions in the manual on how to do that. You can't change anything, but you can see what your network password is in case you forget it. And here's how you change the user password. Default's Muxall, by the way, Muxall. Here's where you set your meat probe types. There's plenty of information on that in the manual. And here's all the PATSI settings, which is, this is the, it's the temperature control. It's called PATSI stands for Predictive Analytics Temperature Control. Here's where you set it. And this seems to be a place everyone likes to hang out on the forum, is tinkering with these numbers. So yeah, you can have fun with it, but yeah, you can set the warm-up, igniter on time, bypass fuel on, and all that other fun stuff. And the last tab we can look at is the update tab. This is pretty simple. It just tells you what version you're on. It's okay, and when you want to upgrade it, you just click on update. And if you want to roll back, you can go to the previous, or you can put a custom load version in there if you want. Alright, go look at the graph. As you can see, the graph started. Now, I had someone else ask me about this, that, why does the graph do this? It's because the controller does not have enough memory to store graph data. I mean, you have to remember, this thing's posting a bunch of graph data. If you run a 12-hour cook, it's a lot of data. And so if you want to keep this graph and see what's going on, you need to pull it up in a device that's not going to go to sleep and close the web page. A lot of phones will go to sleep, close the web page, saving battery life, but a lot of times you can turn that off. So that's about it. I'm probably going to run through some more. Do some more tests on this. It looks very good. This thing's been running a little over an hour, and it looks like it's running well. So I'm going to call this a pass.
Don't forget, you can support the Muxall Open IoT channel by donation using a credit card and PayPal, or by purchasing products at the Muxall store. Details and links are in the description under this video. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, that helps, and hit the subscribe button. That really helps. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments under this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.